Lil Durk's trial from 2019 is now finally beginning. Now the case begins in 2019. Rappers Lil Durk and King Von were out in Atlanta at a restaurant called The Varsity. Outside of the club, law enforcement claim they have now found video evidence of Lil Durk using a firearm towards an individual named Alexander Witherspoon. This new evidence has just came out as the judge announced it just around a few weeks ago. This is why in Lil Durk's most recent song titled Rumors featuring Gucci Mane, he says a line and I quote, "Smirk you be trippin', you better put your case first," hinting towards his court case coming up fast. Now, records claim that the two rappers, being Lil Durk and King Von, were at a recording studio throughout the night in 2019. They then went to a gas station before going over to the Varsity for dinner before heading home. Now, walking into the Varsity, they noticed a man standing in the parking lot. He looked familiar as he is another man from Chicago that they have known from having street ties with a rival team. Now, Lil Durk and King Von, they then went to the front of the restaurant. They then put up their hoods and came up with a plan on what they were gonna do. Lil Durk and King Von then approached Alexander Witherspoon. A small conversation then occurred before Durk and King Von were seen snatching his chain and allegedly robbing him for $30,000 worth of cash. Now Von ended up stealing the vehicle with Durk. They then proceeded to drive away, but while driving away, video footage caught Lil Durk sticking his arm out of the window and using a firearm towards Witherspoon. They then quickly drove away from the scene, and they were not seen near the Varsity since. A warrant then went out for Lil Durk's arrest. Before turning himself into jail, he released his hit song, Turn Myself In, claiming that he is innocent in this court case and that he'll get through it with no issues. A few weeks then passed and a judge granted Lil Durk and King Von bond. Durk's bond was $250,000. There was conditions made that Lil Durk is not allowed near firearms and he cannot have any contact with anyone involved in the court case. So this is actually the real reason as to why Lil Durk was not with King Von on the day that he sadly passed in Atlanta, as the two rappers had a restraining order against each other due to this court case. Now the judge in this court case has recently now found probable cause to charge Lil Durk for the act, alongside 5 other charges involving street activities and holding firearms as a convicted felon. But new evidence has been coming out which could now prove Lil Durk's guilt. An online lawyer went through the court files and noticed that they have now added security footage that used to not be good enough quality to see, but now with new technology in the year 2022, the security footage is a lot better. So in the security footage, they are trying to prove that it's Lil Durk by comparing the tattoos on the individual's arm. If Lil Durk is found guilty in this case, he will be getting sentenced to around 10 to 15 years in prison. It doesn't help that Durk has a very long priors list either, which is definitely going to be looked at differently in court. As well as, usually in a court case like this, if somebody is released on bond and awaiting trial, they will examine on how that individual acted while on bond to see if they're suitable to be out in the streets like a normal human. That way they can have an actual chance of being released on good behavior, as well as being released on house arrest around midway of their sentence. So with the court trial beginning soon, everything that Lil Durk has been doing on bond is going to be examined. Obviously, one of the biggest things is gonna be the 6ix9ine situation. So around the time that King Von sadly passed, Tekashi 6ix9ine, he obviously did a lot. 6ix9ine posted a photo to his Instagram of him wearing King Von's face on a t-shirt. He then added a caption saying, and I quote, "He really thought y'all loved him. He believed y'all. If he ain't slide for his brother who got hit in his head, then you thought different." He then added several laughing emojis and constantly went at Durk for not doing anything to defend King Von. This is also around the same time that a viral video started floating around the internet. Now in this video, 6ix9ine is caught having no security or anyone with him. Allegedly, these are members of OTF running up on 6ix9ine while he was in his parked vehicle as a retaliation against what he said about King Von. So things didn't get too crazy as they were in the streets of New York, which is always filled with law enforcement, but there was some very concerning photos released after of Tekashi 6ix9ine. But here's the video that I was talking about. So after this video went around online, that's when these very concerning photos of 6ix9ine were then brought up with it. So in this photo, you could see Tekashi 6ix9ine getting a cast put onto his arm. There was a second photo with it, but I'm not allowed to share it due to 6ix9ine having many bruises on his face. So this also could be the real reason as to why Tekashi 6ix9ine disappeared from social media. If Lil Durk somehow has ties within this Tekashi 6ix9ine incident, it's obviously not going to look good for him in court, as well as the recent issues involving NBA YoungBoy. These will also be brought up in court depending on how much further this goes on. Now earlier this week, rapper NBA YoungBoy dropped his new single, Bring the Hook. So it's very obvious who and what this song is about. Now in case you missed the lyrics, I'll quickly break them down. These lyrics are clearly at late rapper King Von, and it starts by saying, "This that Squid Game, O Block Pack get rolled up, and what they told us, Atlanta boy get fold up." Now obviously King Von isn't from Atlanta, but he did sadly pass while in Atlanta. King Von ran into Quando Rondo, otherwise known as a rapper signed to NBA YoungBoy's label, at a club in downtown Atlanta before sadly passing. Lil Durk was quickly to respond on his Instagram. Durk shared a photo with a caption saying, and I quote, "Don't claim it if you ain't do it, you're still a B, hashtag the voice." Now in this caption, Lil Durk is referring to NBA YoungBoy, telling him not to claim that he is the one who did this to King Von. Don't claim something that you didn't do yourself. NBA YoungBoy's friend Lil Tim is the one who did it towards King Von, meanwhile YoungBoy is acting as if he is the one who did it. Now it doesn't end here, as the next day, NBA YoungBoy shared these photos to his social medias. With $100 bills, NBA YoungBoy wrote out on the floor saying, "Stay safe." 2 days then pass, and with social media taking this as a worldwide trend of sharing messages on the floor using money, we finally had a response from Durk. Lil Durk drops this photo with cash on the floor saying "hurry up," but using a different choice of words. Now with Durk telling YoungBoy to hurry up, we still are yet to know what might happen from this, but if it does escalate, we will maybe see this end up being brought up in court. But as of right now, I'm pretty sure Lil Durk has definitely been okay while on bond, but if they have hard-hitting evidence to prove that Lil Durk was the one who ended up doing this to Alexander Witherspoon, he will be getting sentenced to 10 to 15 years in prison. Now if you enjoyed this video, leave a like, and if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe and don't forget to check out our videos here on the end screen. Anyways, it's been District Trending and I'm out. Peace.